how was your week? Oh, sounds wonderful. My week was good. So as I was doing my daily scroll on the interwebs, aka TikTok, I came across Custard Toast. Now I've made something similar to Custard Toast on this channel. Can anyone take a guess? If you guessed cheesecake toast, you are correct. But compared to my cheesecake toast recipe, where we had to hand whip the cream cheese, this custard toast is much more healthier and easier to make. Now this custard toast is not technically traditional custard, as traditional custard requires egg yolk, butter, sugar, milk, etc., etc. And it requires a more lengthier process to make. But for this custard toast, instead of milk, we will be using Greek yogurt. And instead of the many steps that traditional custard uses, we'll literally be throwing all the ingredients into a bowl, pouring it in some bread, and baking it. And once baked, you'll get crispy, creamy, and velvety in one bite. And it's very similar to Portuguese or Hong Kong style egg tarts. Now, let's get custarding! So we'll only need 3 ingredients for this beautiful custard: some Greek yogurt, an egg, and a sweetener of your choice. Now I'm using 2% sweetened vanilla yogurt, but you can experiment with different flavors. Now I recommend using Greek yogurt because it's much more thicker and creamier than your traditional yogurt. But if you only have access to traditional yogurt, you'll just need to adjust the baking time. Now I've seen other recipes use plain Greek yogurt, which confuses me because why not just use already sweetened and flavored yogurt that you can also use for a snack such as granola with fruit? Anyways, crack 1 whole large egg in. No need to separate the egg whites from the yolk. I'm adding maple syrup since, as you guys know, I'm a big maple syrup fan. And I like that slight rich flavor the maple syrup adds to it. But honey or pancake syrup works just as well. Just keep in mind that honey or other syrups will make your mixture look thicker. Then we're gonna do a little mixy mix. I'm aiming for a runny consistency, and trust me, this consistency is good and is what you're looking for. This will make the custard nice and silky smooth when cooked, rather than dense and lumpy. To prep the base for this custard, I'll be using this gorgeous thick sliced Japanese egg bread, also known as shokupan, but you can use any type of thick sliced bread such as Texas toast or brioche. Grab a small knife and trace about 1 centimeter off of the crust of the bread. I'll just use my fingers, clean of course, and I'll press down and compact that nice and fluffy bread down until it forms a solid base. Now I've also seen people use a spoon to press down their bread, but I find that the filling is not as evenly distributed as it would be with the knife method. But either way would work, as long as you press down the bread as even as possible to form a little pool, and gently place them onto a tray lined with parchment paper. We want to place the bread onto the tray before pouring the mixture. I'm going to take my custard mixture and transfer it into a little pitcher to make it easier to pour, and gently pour in the custard, making sure not to pour in too fast or else it'll overflow, leaving about 1 to 2 millimeters of crust. And to add a pop of color, I'm gonna add some fresh blueberries. Any berries will do, just make sure not to put too much, as the berries will excrete some liquid, and that'll cause your toast to become soggy. And I'm just gonna place them into a toaster oven at 375 degrees and bake for around 10 to 12 minutes. Now the timing when baking this custard toast is crucial since every oven is different. You'll have to pay attention to the top of the custard, making sure that it is not overcooking. I also see a lot of people use air fryers. However, with an air fryer, if you have one of those basket ones, you can't see what's going on the inside, right? So it's harder to visually see if your custard toast is overcooking or not. After 10 to 12 minutes, your toast should look crispy golden brown with a beautiful yellow glow from the custard. We don't want to cook the custard to the point of browning on the top. We want a consistent yellow color. Make sure it still has a nice jiggle and bounce when you shake it, sort of like Jell-O. And I'm aiming for the edges of the custard to look a little dry, but the center of the custard should still look wet and undercooked. This wet look is what we're looking for. If you wait until the entire top of the custard looks dry, then your custard will be more like sweet scrambled eggs. Now let's head to the taste test. Alright, so this is the finished product. And let's begin the taste test. And I'm super excited. All right, let's get a good one. Ooh, look at that. You can see the toast on the bottom, nice base, and that jiggly custard. That's what we're looking for. Silky smooth. All right, first bites for you. Nom nom nom. This is so good. The custard is nice and velvety, nice and silky smooth. This is what it looks like when you take a bite. It's very similar to a Hong Kong or Portuguese egg tart. When you take a bite with the blueberry, it just pops in your mouth, and that warm blueberry juice just elevates this toast. I've literally been making this every day for breakfast for the past week because it's super easy to make and pretty healthy. You know, you got your Greek yogurt, lots of calcium and protein. Then you got an egg, even more protein, and some nice toast to fill you up. Alright, so this gets LookCatchu stamp of approval. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post once a week. And I'll see you guys